lackluster in Modern for the same reason that a lot of bad decks that people like to play are lackluster in Modern. It's a deck that has a hard time consistently impacting the board, and Modern is a format that is very much about impacting the board consistently. Very, very much about impacting the board consistently. Decks that are hoping to, like, interact with people on this deck. Yep, yeah, we 4-1 with the Revolt Zoo deck. We 4-1 with that deck before. It's really sweet. You can find more videos of it on my YouTube channel. It's a good time. I think Sly is a good budget way to start Modern. 8-Whack is an okay budget deck. Mono Green Stompy is also a pretty good budget deck. Piggies! Let's put some Gristle Pigs into play. Let's put some Gristle Pigs into play. Yep, yeah, this is the Griselbrand list from my website. This hand doesn't really accomplish anything, right? Like, it needs lands, it doesn't have a Griselbrand, it doesn't have a way to get a Griselbrand into play. This hand's, like, not impressive, but it's got lands, a Night's Whisper, and a couple of Scries, so I'm gonna keep it. You got some card selection at least. Nicobolas, thanks for the Twitch Prime. I appreciate that. Nicholas Bolas. Yeah, the new Pack Hunter, or whatever it's called. Pelt Hunter looks potentially very good inside of Mono Green. I wouldn't be surprised. I think it's definitely better than Experiment 1 in that deck, but you might want like 6 of that effect. So you might play like 4 of those plus 2 Experiment 1s. Never actually submitted a donation deck, but in general, would you prefer faster decks over slower grinding decks? I play a wide range of everything, Ribbon. I don't know that I really have a personal preference per se. Generally, things that are more competitive or more sweet are things that I prefer. Yeah, if we draw a Griselbrand or a Worldspine Wurm here, we actually get to put it into play next turn, right? Just be aware that the queue is currently slowed, Ribbon, so it's currently only tier 3 subs and large donations that can add decks at the moment. Can I get a thing? I cannot get a thing, apparently. I'm just gonna go ahead and pass here. Resolves. You can find my preferred mono green stompy list on my website, jeffhoagland.com/decklist. I don't think I have an 8-Whack deck up there, though. We haven't really played that deck too much. They took my Spirit Guide. Interesting. Okay. They're hitting us to 8 here. If we draw Worldspine Wurm or Griselbrand this turn, we could potentially do it. We'd also looting into Griselbrand. So we got a lot of live ones. We also have a lot of bricks. Probably dead. Remember, if you donate for blue-white control, it's getting double value because the leagues take forever. Yeah, that's why they cost extra. Sometimes your deck doesn't do anything. People often ask me why this deck isn't more popular in general, and I always give the same reason. It's because I think decks like this can be best described as emotionally taxing. They're decks where you don't really win or lose based on like decisions you're making in game. You basically live or die by like how your deck plays out itself. Someone asked me the other day, was like, how do you beat this deck with, I think it was Blue-Red Temple? And I was like, well, you don't beat Griselbrand's good draws. Like, this deck's good draws run everybody over. And its average draws just like, and its below average draws don't do anything. So when it's good, it's great, but when it's bad, it's terrible. I think I'm actually going to not Faithless Looting on one here, because I'd prefer to wait to see more cards before I looting. Like, obviously, I could hit the Stone Cold Nuts and then get rewarded for looting on one, but I think, on average, I'll be happier waiting to loot after this Night's Whisper, because this Night's Whisper lets me see a pretty significantly larger number of cards. It's, yeah, my article will be up on Cool Stuff Inc. Later this morning. My articles go up on Wednesdays now. Pizza, thank you for the biddies. I appreciate that. Welcome. This is actually kind of a tough call. No, it's not, right? I just breached the Griselbrand next turn and just ditch this. And I guess if they like take my breach away, I can always flashback Faithless Looting to get him in the bin. Yeah, because next turn we'll breach the pig. Will do, Pizza. Thank you for the support. They've kept hands with very little disruption. Unfortunately, our first hand was not able to punish them for doing so. They're just on, like, the mono threats plan, huh? Yeah, I guess they could have something like Surgical. Put this towards mono black Tron. Is that a thing in my queue? I feel like I'd remember that one. Nope, there's no mono black Tron deck in my queue. Sorry. I feel like I'd remember something that bad. Hey, thank you, One With Nothing. So I do want to play around Lightning Bolt here if possible. So I'd like to avoid going to 2. It's a good draw. So ideally, I want to find another Spirit Guide and a Ritual here. That's another Spirit Guide. So I found Spirit Guides. I did not, however, find Rituals. So I could draw again here, but then I die to a... If I draw again, I die to a Lightning Bolt, and I'd like to avoid that. Let's go to 20. You never donate below 100 at a time. Yeah, there is currently a slow enter. Alright, and now we Nourishing Shoal, splice additional spells, so we pitch this. And then I'm going to splice a Desperate Ritual on here, pitching these 2 Spirit Guides. Then I'll hit OK. So Desperate Ritual, this will resolve. I'll go to 8. I get 3 mana. I'm going to cast this again. Going to 4 mana. I'm going to pitch this Monkey. I'm going to cast Through the Breach, putting in my Borborygmos. And then Borby's going to go wee, all the way home. Now, there's no reason to risk dying to Bolt. Because, like, they have no reason to Bolt you aggressively. If you go to 2, they can just, like, wait and untap and attack you. So, like, if you can avoid dying to Bolt, there's no reason to put yourself in a position to die to Bolt. On the draw, do I want some ways to interact with their things? I might want Fatal Push and Lightning Axe on the draw. Yeah, I think I do. Just, like, kill some of their creatures. They've also been keeping threat-heavier hands. Yeah, we've had the turn 1 kill on stream before. I'm gonna keep this. This has it's a little bit risky, but I have Lightning Axe to kill their first thing, And if we draw, this stops a lot of their disruption, and this stops one of their threats potentially. So if we like draw a pig and then draw a black source, we're in a great spot. Or we can just draw the black source. That's fantastic. So we can get some Night's Whispers going here. Yeah, so when people were still like trying to figure out optimal builds of this archetype, there was a Fury of the Horde configuration that was played a little bit. I think if they play a threat here, I'm supposed to axe it right away. Now, I'm probably supposed to take one hit, just to, like, go Night's Whisper on 2. Yeah, there was a Soul Spike version as well. Yeah, there was Fury of the Horde and Soul Spike. Scavenging Ooze. Well, I'm obligated to kill that one. And what do I want to bin here? I guess I could wait a turn. I guess I could wait a turn. Yeah, I'm just gonna wait a turn. I really don't want to discard any of these cards in my hand at the moment. And like now if they tap out next turn, I can kill them. They like don't leave green up. I assume they're just like always going to leave green up here though. Alright, they have a discard spell. Well, I don't want to discard Griselbrand because they'll eat him. Oh yeah, I do discard Griselbrand because if they go to eat him, then I floop him into play in response. Yeah, that's right. That works. Because they only have one green. This little piggy's gonna go wee 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 all the way home. You always want to attack first because if they have terminate, you'd prefer that they terminate proactively instead of reactively. And again, we're gonna try and avoid getting lightning bolted out of this game, which is looking like it's gonna be possible. We made it, Mueller. Thank you for the 12 months. I knight the defender of the realm. Go forth and protect us from Twitch chat. Alright, and we hit the other spirit guide there. We have so many emotes for this deck. We have the Flute Pig emote, the Stoneforge Mystic, and the Mana Monkey now. Oh, I have Leyline for Bolt. Yeah, you're super right. I just want to be always, you just want to use extra protection, chat. If you don't use protection, you're going to end up with decklist. Just remember that. Alright, alright. God bless you, you fair Jundek, you. I don't know how I'd ever manage to win this game. Alright, cast this one. Cast this one. Put my other little piggy in play. I didn't say ending up with Declan is a bad thing, it's just a statement of fact. He's adorable, he's just also loud. Yeah, good strong start here for the Gristle Pig deck. And again, did nothing the first game, kind of moped about and died. And then we did our thing, and we got him. Got him. Alright. Alright. Stop killing him! He's dead! He's dead! We're so close! Those biddies in the previous ones put us up to 1460. Oh, the big $45 donation from Scouty. Go have fun at SCG Con. Money to dealer's choice or whatever. Thank you, Scouty. I appreciate it. Well, that puts us all the way to the top. 1505, in fact. Thank you very much for all the generous support, folks. We're gonna have a good time tested. We're gonna have a good time tested. Is this a trap? I think this is a trap. I don't know. Like, I have 2 pieces of mana, and I have a way to get Griselbrand in the bin. I just need a Goryo's, right? Does Grishoalbrand ever beat a Leyline of Sanctity? Yeah, you can just attack them. You can't combo kill them with Borborygmos, but you can just attack them. I did fail to read the love you part. Thank you, Scouty. We are together for the long haul. Love your content. Cole Manino, thank you for the 29 months. That's a long time. Welcome back. Looks like eggs. Most of the decks I really like playing have a hard time beating Valakut. This hand is pretty bad in this matchup. I think Faithless Looting's a good draw. That's probably the best draw in the deck there. Do I get a Goryo's Vengeance? None of those are Goryo's Vengeance. Alright, I think I'm gonna ditch this. I'm gonna pitch this Spirit Guide and cast Nice Whisper here, I think. Just like be a little mana efficient. The Credible Hulk with that brand new tier 2 sub. I really appreciate that. Welcome. My tier 2 subs support me a little bit extra, so they get to bump a deck in the queue every month. So feel free to take a peek at what's in there and let me know which deck you'd like to bump up for your sub this month. I'm very bothered that the thermometer isn't entirely full, even though the goal is met. Right, Beetle? In fact, I'm gonna take these. Look at this. You've earned more game space. We could hide the SCG contractor. And slide this one back over here. Look at that. How's that? I'm at the I can concede point, right? Yeah, they're not deterministic when they have Scrap Trawler and Ironworks, but they're close enough that I'm bored. Yeah, that's the reason I'm going to STG Con. I qualified for the Invitational by top 8ing whatever that tournament was. The STG Open in Indianapolis. I don't think Leyline's relevant here. I'm just gonna bring in the couple of Abrades. Yeah, it's close enough that I'm bored, exactly. Like, if it was at a tournament, I'd make them wait and explain a loop for me, but in just playing on Magic Online here while all of you are being held captive as well, I'm just gonna concede. My KCI plus the thing plus mana and other stuff going on is like my concede point usually. Yeah, I don't think I really want Shattering Spree. I think I'd rather just have a Braid because it's an instant. How much to submit a deck and get it streamed today? So, to disincentivize people from disrupting my current day's schedule, if you want to get a deck played very soon today, I require a $100 donation. If you just want your deck to be the next deck in the queue for tomorrow or the next time I stream, you have to get it above what's in there. And as a heads up, people that donate $50 or more get a 20% bonus on their donation. Because people who donate lots have to get to wait less. I think I'm ditching 2 lands here. So I am very prepared when it comes to streaming. So like I get all my stuff ready the day before. So if you want to disrupt my current schedule by pushing something else new in, gotta make it worth my while. Give me my crown and put Teamer Kiki in front of blue-black fairies. Sounds good. Wannabe Beetle. Thank you for the absurd support over the last year. I appreciate that. Welcome to the nobility of the land. No, it's explicitly for non-cut the line donations. If you want to cut the line, you have to get to a deck to the full 100 points. Is there an AOS champion stream today? Yeah, I'm gonna be doing champions every Wednesday night. So probably about 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. It's on my schedule. It's linked below. UB Faye is always the bridesmaid. Yep. It's the what's it called? It's the blue-white turns of our time. Ooh, that's a piggy. Maybe I should have waited on this. So if I would have hit a land there, I could have put this into play this turn. It really is, Spellweaver. It still has some variance, obviously, because it's a card game and it has the blessings mechanic in it too. But the variance in the game really gives it variety and doesn't the lack of resource variance is really nice. So with donations through my link, I eat a PayPal fee out of them. But with bits, the person donating the bits, they pay that fee up front. All right, they have an Aether Spell Bomb. So I'm still putting my thing into play here, and I'm going to try and attack. We're still pretty likely to go off here. Stretch goals. I am in contact with a so I think I've told the story before that when I was in undergrad, I worked for a theater company, like doing lighting and audio and stuff for them. And I sent a message to the costume designer that worked with the theater company when I'm there, and he still does costume stuff. And I'm working with getting some a jester costume to match our artwork, or at least hats. I'm not sure if we're gonna do a full body costume, but I think hats could be fun. So the resource system in the Champions game isn't a linear resource system. It isn't a slow progression. You just always have 2 actions you take every turn. Yeah, resource variance isn't strictly a bad thing, but I agree that occasionally playing games without it can be refreshing after you've just mulliganed to 5 and died for the 6th time. All right, they should be pretty dead here. We found a Simian Spirit Guide down here. This deck is much easier to go off with in paper because when you're playing in paper, as you draw your deck, you can sort the cards you're drawing into like relevant and non-relevant piles. Where are we at? Where are we at? Am I out of worms? I might be out. No, of course I'm not out of worms. So pitch this worm. They're dead. I just have to go through the motions here. So we pitch this. We're gonna splice. I'm gonna splice this through the breach on here. Sorry, alcohol. I'm like trying to like kill my opponent here. I need a hot second, okay? I need a hot second. Morning, C unit. Loop the other. They tried to bounce our 1 pig, but little did they know that Borborygmos has the Gristle pigs back. Gotcha. And that's one of the other things that's sweet about this deck too. If you'll notice, we comboed there fully at instant speed, which is really valuable against counterspell decks like blue-white control. Because like if they tap out for something stupid at your end step, you're like, all right, kill you in response. We have sent me to SCG Con. We are fully funded. We are fully funded. That's true. We didn't cast an SCG. We didn't cast this on first mistake. You make Valakut throw against mountains look like a snowball fight. Huh. The problem is, I'll put it at the end. I'll get rid of the deck queue and submit deck. Or I'll put it after that. Put it before those. I mean, we theoretically could have not had enough lands to kill them, but it's pretty unlikely. A barbecue chicken nugget with the $100 donation. Abzan Blink was just submitted. I always love your content. Thank you very much for the very generous support. I appreciate that. I am happy to play some Abzan Blink. Alright. So we'll do Abzan, Blink, and Team Rikiki to wrap up after this league. We still have a few more matches with Griselbrand here. Thank you, a barbecue chicken nugget. I appreciate that. Oh, usernames. My article should be live now. I believe it's 10 a.m. Do I keep this? I'm gonna keep this. His hand might be a hair slow. It's possible I should wait on this too. Yeah, that's a lot of lands. I'm gonna ditch Borb and a fetch land for now, I think. Good luck at your interview, Hellcat. The tier 2 sub, do I submit a deck or can I bump a deck in the queue? Tier 2 subs get to bump an existing deck in the queue, Credible Hulk. So if you want to take a peek at a deck that's already in there and drop me a whisper in private, I'd be happy to. Happy to get that set up for you. Get it bumped up. Tier 2 subs bump a deck by 10 points once per month when they resub. Yeah, Blue Black Furies might have gotten double cut again. We've kind of gotten to a point where we don't have anything going on here, huh? Well, that's a good pickup for later. I'm just going to play Temple of Malice right now, and I'm going to hold Abrade up this turn, I think. And bottom Manamorphose. We'll get to it late next week. Listen, I don't complain when decks get bumped. That's good for me. To be fair, we did 5-0. We did 5-0 with what's it called? We 5-0'd with Blue Eye Control yesterday. No, we're not dead here by any means, especially considering we have this Abrade to kill the Crocklon Ironworks. Like, so in response to this draw, I'm gonna go ahead and shatter this. I dropped the Thought Scours because after testing Illumination, it felt better. Because while Thought Scour has a lot of really neat utilities in the deck, Illumination also offers you a 1-mana instant speed cantrip, but on top of the 1-mana instant speed cantrip, it also, what's the word I'm searching for? It also can generate card advantage in the grindy matchups. We could still be dead here, but abrading the Crocklon Ironworks is definitely where we want to be in life. Yeah. And Illumination is actually better than Thought Scour against, it's better than Thought Scour against humans because it only costs you 1 mana to cycle it. What do I think of a Blue Splash in this deck? We've played a Blue Splash before, and I don't think it adds anything meaningful to the deck while also making you take a lot more damage from your mana. So I personally am not a fan of the Blue Splash. So we need to draw Simian, Spirit Guide, or Nourishing Shoal here to put Griselbrand into play. So we've got 8 draws. Desperate Ritual also does it, so we have 10 draws. So that is not one of those cards, unfortunately. So I guess we're going to cast Faithless Looting here. I'm gonna ditch a looting and a breach here, then we have to hope to not die next turn. Yeah, if we would have drawn a shoal, a ritual, or a spirit guide there, we would have been able to through the breach. Because remember, for whatever reason, through the breach is cheaper to splice than it is to cast. So Nourishing Shoal actually acts as a ritual in this deck when it comes to through the breach. See if they have another KCI or a demonic tutor for a KCI. If they put KCI into play, I'm going to concede because we'll be very likely dead. But we won't be dead for like 12 minutes, and I'd rather not wait here for 12 minutes with you all. We've got lots of other great decks to experience today, like Abzan, Blink, and Temur Kiki. Yeah, the fact that Illumination Cycle can't be Spell Queller is also relevant, because they can't Spell Queller Terminus either. Yeah, the pause makes me think they don't have it yet, but they also have, like, several ways to draw cards this turn. Like, they get to Mind Stone and pick a star back up. So, they're going to get to pick up at least 2 more cards here, which gives them a lot of chances to see what they're looking for. Good luck, Nick Monker. The Green Black Rock list is sweet. Warhammers is going to be in the evenings on Wednesday, so 8:30 p.m. So, Magic is actually my full-time job. For people that aren't familiar, that I've just been poking in on the Warhammer stuff. And Warhammer, while a really sweet game that I've been enjoying, is not particularly popular as of yet, so it does not pay my bills. So, any other games I add, like Warhammer, Artifact, they're not going to replace my Magic time. I will always be here doing Magic 30-plus hours a week. Temur Kiki is like an aggressive combo deck. It's got an aggressive fallback plan. You can find the deck list both in the deck queue and on my website. Yeah, you reveal a card, but you don't actually discard it. Sweet. They are pretty likely to be dead here. Shannon with the $100 donation. How about blue-white control again? Either the same list or changes you would like to meet. Shannon, as a heads up, I am happy to play blue-white control again. But Abzan, Blink, and Temur Kiki both got boosted to 100. So I'm probably not going to get to blue-white until tomorrow. So, if you really wanted to see it played today, I'm happy to send that back if that's not okay. But those other two are boosted, and I probably won't have time to do 3 more decks today. Especially because blue-white control takes a little while. Alright, they have a KCI, so we need to kill them here. I appreciate the support, Shannon. Looking for spirit guides and rituals here. So we did not find any rituals. We did find 2 spirit guides. We're going to pitch this, pitch this. Oh, you know what? Oh no, did we draw Manamorphose yet? If we draw Manamorphose, there's actually a Borborygmos in my discard pile. So we just need to draw Manamorphose to have lethal here. Sweet. So we can go Spirit Guide. Does KCI ever play Surgical Extraction? Perfect. Sounds good, Shannon. It'll be first thing tomorrow morning then. Does KCI ever play Surgical? Anybody know? Never seen a Surgical in a KCI? No, I don't think so, Deleted, because not only do you have a variety of different decks you can play, but like the quests are different on all of your champions, and the cards you get each game are different. Like you have variation in the cards that you see game to game. What's the cost of playing around it? Yeah, I might be able to play around Surgical here. I'm going to attempt to play around Surgical, and if I have the tools to play around Surgical, I'm going to play around it. And I think I do. And it's like, there's really no reason. This is like one of those things where you get in a position where you're like, well, I'm really far ahead. How do I lose this game? And the answer to the question, how do I lose this game, is like, my opponent's playing Surgical Extraction for some reason. So rather than get got by that, I'd rather play around it. And we drew my other Borborygmos, and we drew the Desperate Ritual. So I can go ahead and do this. Pitch this, splice this, and now I don't lose to a Surgical Extraction. Oh, I guess I technically lost to a surgical either way because they could surgical my Borbs in response to that breach. This is a less obvious loss to surgical extraction, though. Yeah, I don't have packs in my deck right now. Packs usually only come in against decks full of counter spells. None of them are playing surgical. Good to know. All right, sweet. Well, we're 2-0. We beat Jund, followed by KCI. Sweet. This deck's a lot of fun. This is one of the decks where I think there's probably, we're probably getting close to like 20 leagues with this deck on my website at this point. We play this deck on stream pretty frequently. It is a very good time. The pig flooping emote turned out really well. I'm happy with it. I agree, Burgle. As far as like the meme to competitive ratio in this deck is super high. This is the most competitive meme Modern has to offer. Oh, feed the bear. That's a good suggestion. I could Morphose into double black and then, yeah, that's actually a really good suggestion. Thank you for pointing that out. So flooping the pig, these are our pigs, chat. These are our piggies, and they floop themselves into play, and they do wonderful, terrible things to our opponent. This deck and 7-land Belchers are the reasons I subscribed. God bless. God bless the memes. This deck is absurdly frustrating to play against. Playing against this deck in a competitive setting is possibly one of the worst things about Modern. Do I keep this and do nothing and discard to hand side? I'm on the play is the problem, but this hand is kind of the stones. I think I'm just gonna do this and just like turn 3 them, right? We just like pass the turn 2 discard to hand size, turn 3 land spirit guide Goryo's Vengeance. Jake the Jackal, thank you very much for the brand new tier 1 sub. I appreciate that. Welcome. If we were on the draw, this hand would be a sneaper, no second thoughts. I think this is potentially a little bit loose to keep on the play. Opponent said big fan and then went Botanical Sanctum Abundant Growth, so I assume they're playing Jeskai Ascendancy here. I definitely think this deck is good enough to register in a big tournament. In fact, the main deck that we're playing right now top-aided a Grand Prix in somewhere. Top-aided a Grand Prix in Canada. Why not Spirit Guide Looting Swamp there? Do I have a good reason to not do that? I don't think so. No, I think you're right, Burgle. I don't think I have a good reason not to do that. Let's me see 2 more cards, which is nice. All right, we need to kill them here because they're pretty likely to kill us next turn. Sigh outcome. Will do credible Hulk. Note that down so I don't forget. Floop our little piggy right on into play there. Canada, that's not a real place. That's what I'm told. We've not found a ritual yet, right? There's not a ritual in here that I'm missing. Anybody? No ritual, doesn't look like it. So exile the worm. Oh, this lights up arcane spells. Yeah, no rituals, hit okay. This lets me draw 14 more cards. So we haven't found a ritual, but I have 1 spirit guide, 2 spirit guides, 3 Spirit Guides and a Manamorphose and a Goryo's Vengeance and a Faithless Looting and a Borborygmos. So we're gonna go ahead and go Spirit Guide, pitch, cast Faithless Looting. And then Faithless Looting's going to discard Borborygmos over here. We'll discard him and a Collective Brutality. And then we'll pitch a Spirit Guide. Where's my Manamorphose? I would like to click on that before I misclick on something else. So cast Manamorphose. Yeah, I have more shoals. I just like don't need to draw more cards because they're dead. Like I could continue drawing cards. I had hopes once upon a time that this deck could maybe get Simian Spirit Guide banned, but I think that ship has sailed. I thought rule number 1 was keep drawing cards. Listen, some of us around here make money based on how many leagues we play in a day. So some of the time we want to work through them. I guess Fatal Push and Lightning Axe are actually both kind of okay, because killing their mana dorks keeps them from killing us, right? This is an anger matchup. This might be so some of the time when you're playing against purely linear decks, I don't mind trimming Worldspine Wurm, because Worldspine Wurm getting breached in isn't going to be good enough in this matchup most of the time. We need to actually kill them when we combo. We probably also don't really have time for a bunch of Night's Whispers. Yeah, I'm gonna bring in the Angers, I think. If you click on the Get Bits icon, if you live in a region where you can watch ads for bits, it should offer you the option to watch an ad for bits. Oh lordy. I didn't actually look at what this Abzan Blink deck was. You're gonna love this one, chat. This I just assumed this was like Tide Hollow Sculler nonsense. No, there are Sagu Maulers in this deck. You're alright. This hand doesn't do anything. Let's mull again. What's a Sagu Mauler? Kids these days. What's a Sagu Mauler? No respect for the people that came before them. Sagu Mauler. And they're dead protect right other dead protectors. How'd the last league go? We went 4-1 with Revolt Zoo. So again here, because I have Through the Breach in my hand already, I'm actually going to wait on this Faithless Looting. I definitely want to keep it on top of my deck, but I'm going to wait to Faithless Looting until after I Night's Whisper, because I want to wait and know if I'm going to have a Goryo's Vengeance before I decide if I want to discard the Griselbrand, because I have this Through the Breach already. And like, there's a non-zero chance we die next turn, but I definitely think I'm supposed to hang tight on the Faithless Looting here. Yeah, like this, right? Like, if I would have Faithless Looting on 1 and ditched the Griselbrand, I wouldn't have a chance to kill them next turn with it. We are still playing against JAC. I forgot we were still playing against JAC. We are. Am I digit? Lord of the Pit. Alright, so I'm going to start by casting Manamorphose here, because if we hit a mana source, we can put Griselbrand into play. We do kind of have to worry about silence out of them. That's a card that this archetype plays that could potentially screw with us. Put a pig into play, NBD. I mean, isn't Arena kind of already in open beta? Arena's likely never going to have Modern. Likely never going to have Modern. They need to get up off their butts and get Arena going ASAP because Artifact is coming soon. Artifact is coming soon. Very, very soon. Oh, this was poor timing on their part. So, it's actually kind of an interesting question. Do I go for it here? I kind of want to just wait. I might take one more hit here. So we could try and win here. The problem is, and this is something that you want to be conscious and think about, is we've burned 2 Simian spirit guides already, which means in order to go for it here, I need to draw both of my Simian spirit guides very, very soon. Yeah, there's a good chance I die on their untap, I suppose. I suppose that's true. There's a good chance I die on their untap. And we are up a game. We are up a game. All right, whatever. All right. We hit we need to draw shoals, and we need to draw our last spirit guide. Our last spirit guide could be in the bottom 3 cards of our deck here, and then we're just screwed. All right, just gotta believe, chat. I get by with a little help from my friends. I get high with a little help from my friends. Do 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 do. Don't mind me, just drawing my deck. All right, we don't want to draw anymore here because we'll die. And let's shoal, splice additional spells. I don't want to pitch Borby. I want to pitch the Worm. I want to splice this Breach. Or splice the Shoal. Whatever this card's called. I'm going to cast this. I need to find a Through the Breach. Just like the full combo at instant speed again is great. Or is that Through the Breach down here somewhere, right? Yeah, that one. Put this little piggy into play, and this little piggy's gonna go wee, wee, wee all the way home. Killing people on the stack. In response, kill you. Never forget, chat. Simian Spirit Guide, Mox Opal, these are fair and reasonable cards that need to be in Modern. While we're waiting for the 4th match in this league to pop, where we are currently 3-0 with our Gristle Piggies, I'd like to thank everyone for hanging out here today. My name's Jeff Hoagland. I'm a full-time streamer, memer, and content producer here on Twitch. I'm here playing Magic 30+ hours a week. I'm here doing this because I love it, but I wouldn't be here as often as I am if it weren't for the support of my subscribers. So if you enjoy my content and you want to help keep me here day in and day out, please consider subscribing to my channel. If you're one of the many people in the world who has Amazon Prime, if you link your Amazon account to your Twitch account, you get Twitch Prime included with that for free. And at the cost of nothing additional to yourself, that Twitch Prime gives you a free channel subscription every single month to a channel of your choice here on Twitch. Costs you nothing extra and would support my content or someone else's that you give it to here on Twitch, all the same. By subscribing, you can also support myself by checking out some of my very wonderful sponsors. MTGOtraders.com. Love to buy and sell some Magic Online cards with you. If you use code Hoagland PayPal at checkout them, you'll save 8% on your singles orders there. BCW Supplies would love to help you protect your very valuable gaming supplies and accessories. It's art! Thanks for sharing that Twitch Prime here. Thanks for shipping that this way this month. I appreciate that. BCW does sleeves and deck boxes and all sorts of other great stuff. And you can save 10% on your orders at bcwsupplies.com by using code Jeff10. And of course, Lisa would like to get you on your way to a better night's sleep. Christy and I have been sleeping with Lisa for the last 3 months now, and we really love it. I don't think we'd ever go back to a traditional pillow top mattress. You can save $160 or more on your new mattress with them by checking out links bit.ly/HugoBedUS and bit.ly/HugoBedCA. You'll also notice that wonderful ticker down below me has filled all the way to the top, so we're going to SCGCon. Hopefully, I will see some of you there. That's where the SCG Invitational takes place in Roanoke, Virginia, December 7th through the 9th. I had some, they should have silenced either in response to the Through the Breach or before they took damage from the Griselbrand. So I think I was looking at flights, and I believe the cheapest flights were going to be getting there Thursday morning and leaving Tuesday morning. So I might have a Monday to kill in Roanoke, Virginia. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, happy now with that Twitch Prime support. Thank you very much. I do appreciate that. Thanks for shipping your Bezo bucks this way this month. And Musimoto re-upping for the 6th month in a row. Thanks for shipping those Bezo bucks this way again. I do appreciate that. We are on the draw. This is going to be the classic turn 1, move to hand size, drop the piggy in the bin. We're on the draw. So we're going to drop the piggy in the bin on turn 1, and then turn 2 go fetch swamp, put the pig into play. And this little piggy's gonna go wee 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 all the way home. Yep, Faye got pushed out back now. So, Faye will be 2nd going into tomorrow, because we also had someone add blue-white control to the queue again. OSD, thank you. Thank you very much for that brand new Prime support. I do appreciate that. All right, let's draw some cards, chat. And again, this can be a little bit harder position to go off, because I've already used 1 Spirit Guide. That being said, we're going to get to see a lot of cards here. Ooh, we need a shoal, huh? Whew, whew. I was sweating bullets there for a second. I thought we were gonna miss on a shoal. Things could have been a little dicey. Pennies for the loud man in the talkie box. Thank you, Stinger. All right, so we hit some things. All right, this is deterministic at this point. We just got to go through the motions. So we shoal, pitch worm, splice breach, or splice ritual, doing this. Hit OK, gain some health, and then we will this pitch. There's another worm down here, right? Yeah, we don't even need to draw more cards at this point, which is kind of funny. Do this. We even have extra mana left over because we drew all 4 of our Spirit Guides. Go to a good clean 25. Yeah, thank God they didn't tap out for Stoneforge Mystic this turn, chat. I don't know how we possibly could have won this game. That would have been completely unreasonable. And God bless Ian Duke and Aaron Forsyth, keeping us safe from the terror that Stoneforge Mystic would wreak upon this format. We're just playing Griselbrand. So remember, our opponent got 2 turns, and we got 2 turns, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a turn 4 format. Turn 4 format. NBD, no big deal. Pretty confident they're a deck full of discard spells. Gonna bring in these ley lines. So the go-to trims against... You basically always board out Desperate Ritual against fair decks. One Desperate Ritual, because you want to be a little bit more grindy, have a little bit less air. What else do I want to cut here? Probably a Cathartic Reunion. Do that. I don't actually know what their deck is doing, so like, other than Leyline of Sanctity to hedge discard spells, I don't really know what axis I'm fighting on. Like, these Fatal Pushes and the Lightning Axe might be okay, but I don't actually know at the moment. Same thing with these Abrades. I'm gonna go ahead and just run this. If you want to see not only more videos with this deck, but you're also interested in a sideboarding guide for it, you can check out my website, jeffhoagland.com/decklist. This deck is in the proven section. We've played so many leagues with this deck at this point. It's so sweet. This hand is tough. It, like, doesn't really have our combo game plan in it, but Night's Whispers is okay against these decks that are trying to 1-for-1 us most likely. But at the same time, this hand also doesn't have a Leyline of Sanctity in it. What does this deck lose to? Itself. This deck's average and above average draw. This deck's slightly above average draws beat basically everything, regardless of what they're doing. And sometimes your deck just doesn't work, and then you don't play Magic. Even Relevant Disruption is tough, Demir Spy. It's tough to get Disruption in under what this deck is doing. Leyline of the Void before the game starts is okay. We do have Through the Breach still. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Usually, my rule of thumb when mulliganing is if a hand feels close and I have a Leyline in my deck, I should mulligan to try and find the Leyline. This hand is also kind of just okay, but it has a Leyline of Sanctity in it, so it's definitely reasonable to keep. Man, 100 little Jeffs. That would be really loud. 100 little me's. Because if they were in person too, you couldn't click on the speaker icon and turn them down. What about the humans matchup? The humans matchup is good if you have a good draw. If your draw is good, this deck beats literally everything. You kill people on the first and second turns of the game. I think this deck would be fine without Faithless Looting. I think you have enough other cards like Cathartic Reunion. You'd be slower, but that'd be a good thing. If this deck was slower, it would be a very good thing. Head the turn one. That's great. This deck and types of decks like this, these are the ones that make really good and competitive Magic players hate Modern. This is the type of deck that when I was grinding a ton, this was the type of deck I hated playing against it. Because there really aren't choices that you get to make against it. It's just like, does it do its thing or no? Alright, so there's a Rest in Peace. I'm probably just ditching Borb at this point. It's like trying to find a Through the Breach since they've got a Rest in Peace. Is Ad Nauseam any good? It's okay. Ad Nauseam's pretty poor against decks like Humans and Tempo Burn, decks that combine that Disruption and a Clock. Ad Nauseam's problem is that, like, it rarely wins the game before turn 4, and even then it's really more of like a turn 5-6 combo deck, which is kind of slow in Modern in general. You have these Faithless Lootings to work through these ley lines. Extra Gristle Pigs. Now we're just looking for it Through the Breach at this point. Hopefully their Bob kills them. Yeah, I think the opponent's playing a Smallpox deck. Flagstones of Troll Care definitely implies that. Slaughter Pact, alright. Oh, you're right, we did play against this. Were we playing Valakut Titan? I think we were playing Valakut Titan. I mean, Slaughter Pact kills our Worm. There's also, like, a good chance they just, like, don't have better cards, right? Alright, so Liliana actually puts an immense amount of pressure on us. I guess that's not even true, because they can't ult it. I'm gonna bid Nourishing Shoal here, as much as it kind of sucks to lose that, because I want Through the Breach to be live as soon as I draw it. Everything can 5-0. That's why people love Modern. Put some okay spells in your deck, you're gonna be fine. Play enough leagues. Demi Eyes, my article on Cool Stuffing today actually talks about, well, that's pretty good. It's pretty good. We actually can't beat that one because I'm only gonna have exactly 5 mana with the Liliana pressuring our hand every turn. Actually can't beat Mana Tithe in that position. Liliana Mana Tithe, rest in peace. Hit the lock. You can always find my articles here. This hand really doesn't do anything. This hand also doesn't do anything. Oh gosh, chat, we're gonna lose to white black bad cards. And like I said, this is when people ask why this deck doesn't see more play, it's because games like this feel really bad. When this deck loses, it's because your deck just didn't do anything most of the time. Occasionally, there's a game like the last one where the opponent had some interaction, but actually, we never drew a Goryo's Vengeance that last game. So, like, even if they hadn't had the Rest in Peace, we actually wouldn't have done anything. Yeah, we hit the goal for SCG Con. I will be there, possibly with bells on. Sit down for a little bit. Ugh. Went to the gym last night. My legs are still tired. I'm an old man, chat. I stay sore for a while. Looking for Faithless Looting, Griselbrand, stuff like that. Oh. What's going on, Ted? No, I am not letting the internet pick my deck for SCG Con. I think I'm just going to concede to a turn 1 discard spell here. I'll take a draw step. We get it looting, I suppose. The Invitational at SCG Con is split Standard and Modern. It's actually a good draw. Right, if they don't have a rip here, we can play Magic. We can go like looting into Pig plus Pig plus Goryos. That is in fact the wrong pig. That is a great way to put it. Yeah, I think that's the type of shell that it could be okay in, potentially Kiwi. Yep, good games, opponent. Oh, your thing's on Saturday, right, Ken? I might come play that. That's at Red Raccoon, right? If you're shout out to Ken's event, if you're in the Bloomington area, I believe it's at Red Raccoon Games in Bloomington here in Illinois. They're doing a draft that's benefiting, I believe, Relay for Life. Relay for Life, right? Ken, if you have a link to the Facebook thing, you could post it in chat for any Extra Life. Extra Life, that's the one. Prototype, thank you for the 16-month resub there. I appreciate that. I've been here too long. That's not too long. Come on now. You don't even have a horse. You don't even have a horse. You're getting there, though. You're getting there. Hey, we're 3-1, so we're guaranteed to be a real modern deck this league, which is quite excellent. Would love to play first. Simian's got a lot of potential. The Scry lands are so good in this deck. They're so good. Like when someone asked earlier about splashing blue in this deck, and that's a question people have a lot, and you honestly just don't need it. The Night's Whispers and the Scry lands, and the Faithless Lootings, all these cards just wrap up to provide so much excellent card selection. Well, that's a tilt. I just bottomed a Nourishing Shoal against the burn deck. Feels bad, man. Feels bad, man. All right, so I'm actually going to Temple. Being a dead is a lot of fun. And there's some challenges associated with it too, but by and large, it is a good time. So I'm going to scry before I loot because I basically want to bottom anything that's not a Griselbrand here. I am probably not in the market to cast Night's Whispers this game. And I think I want to hold both worms to maximize my ability to use Nourishing Shoal should I draw them. And Through the Breach is probably too slow, so I'm going to go ahead and bin that. Am I going to stream Standard? Yeah, actually. So I'm playing the Team Open release weekend in Columbus. I'm going to be playing Modern in my seat, but I would like to be familiar with Standard when that happens. And I'm also going to be playing the Invitational since we have the SCG Con goal, and that's going to be the same Standard format. Well, that's a good draw. Okay, so here's the thing. If you've never played this deck before 036, I think my sideboard's very well constructed. This is the way you beat Rip. And the way you beat Leyline is just by Leyline of Sanctity. You beat them by just attacking, and Leyline of the Void you also beat with Through the Breach. I'm definitely going. So the thing I'm thinking about here is, I'm definitely going to shoal sooner rather than later. The question is, do I want to Faithless Looting now? Because if I hit Griselbrand, I kill them, right? So I think I'm supposed to Faithless Looting now, because if I hit Griselbrand, we get to kill them. We get to most likely kill them. I have mixed emotions here. Like, on one side, I didn't find a Griselbrand. On the other side, I don't know about you, but I'm feeling 22. Do-do-do. 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 The old double up. The old double up. Your move, Yuki boy. This is all I got. This is it. We could still lose this game if we, if our deck just doesn't do anything for a little while here, we could just brick and die. A round of applause for our friend the Goblin Guide. Round of applause for our friends the Goblin Guide. Oh, Magic's great. All right, flash this one back. These little piggies down there. Go. And again, they have 4 cards in hand. They are attacking for 6 next turn. And then we're going to take 2 off putting Griselbrand into play. So I guess they're also taking a pretty significant amount of damage casting spells. So, this Griselbrand attack is going to be pretty close to lethal, right? This deck costs a pretty significant amount in paper, which is part of the reason why it doesn't see play. So, I think I actually want to fetch before I start doing anything. Well, let's start with Goryo's Vengeance here and see what happens. Do you have a Skullcrack opponent? If they have a Skullcrack, they should Skullcrack in response to the Goryo's Vengeance. Just for, if you're a burn player and you're interested in sequencing against this deck, you should Skullcrack in response. Because now if they go to Skullcrack me before I deal damage to them here, what's going to happen is I'm going to fetch and then start drawing, and then I could draw into shoals and then gain health in response. So I'm fetching here because we scryed a shoal to the bottom earlier, and that's the card I'm trying to draw. I could also die here if I brick, but I think we're in it to win it at this point. This is lethal, right? I have to take 4 to do this, though. So we're dead to a bolt. Alright, if they have a bolt, we're dead. Hey, Hug the Quilfer. Thank you for the 10-month resub there. I appreciate that. Oh, I could discard him to hand size. That's such a good suggestion. Yeah, I totally missed that. 10 out of 10 should have been him to hand size. So if I die here, I deserve it. Yeah, I totally could have played around this. I could have played around a bolt here. Yeah, move to hands because they can't double spell me, right? I'd still lose to Boros Charm moving to hand size, but actually it's not true. I should do this here because they've already played a bolt, and waiting till their upkeep means I lose to Boros Charm. So I actually lose to less doing this now. Those are all good things to think about. They could Boros Charm if I let them untap, chat. That's what I'm saying. Right now, they can't cast Boros Charm. If I let them get till their upkeep, they could cast Boros Charm. So right now, I lose to Lightning Bolt, but later on their upkeep, I lose to Boros Charm. And they've already played one Lightning Bolt, and they haven't played any Boros Charms. So I'm supposed to go for it now, because going for it now loses to 3 cards, and waiting until their upkeep loses to 4 cards. But your channel is soliciting other viewers to buy. How is it doing that, Jojo? I'm not sure what you mean. Is there a Twitch ad that's encouraging people to buy counterfeit cards? And if so, in what way? You should probably report ads like that to Twitch. They can't Boros Charm now because they're at 3 health, and Boros Charm requires them to fetch and then shock from the Eidolon. Yeah, that was a good thing to stop and go through. Viewers in my channel. Which viewers? All right, so this is something that feels really unintuitive, but trust me, I've played this matchup a lot, and this is correct. You don't board in Leyline of Sanctity against Burn with this deck. You don't board in Leyline, and the reason for this is the card you lose to is Skullcrack. That's the card that gets you in Deflecting Palm. Just board in Pact of Negation. Just board in Pact of Negation, because those are the cards that end up mattering. So the important thing to remember with a deck like Grishoalbrand is that less is more, and every card you board in dilutes your primary game plan. So you don't want to bring in a bunch of cards that are going to make your deck less consistent. Yeah, Night's Whispers out. I like to cut Night's Whispers and Lightning Axe and bring in 3 packs and a Fatal Push. No, you don't board in any of the Leylines. Leyline is not a card you board in 1 copy of. You either board in all the Leylines or you don't board them in at all. Yes, yeah, if we had a Worm, we could have killed them in cleanup. Yeah, I haven't noticed anything in chat about buying fake cards either. So if you see people in chat trying to scam people, let a mod know and we'll time them out. Oh, there's someone whispering people watching things. That's a Twitch thing. Report the user to Twitch. Someone said there's someone whispering people that are present in chat. Actually, nothing we can do about that. Report them to Twitch. Deal. Yeah, definitely Canning Gear. I think it's sweet. Honestly, and this is an unpopular opinion. It's WotC's fault fake cards are such an issue. 1, they could make extra measures to make fake cards harder to reproduce, and 2, they could reprint magic cards to make it not profitable to counterprint them. You know why there's so many fakes? Because Underground Sea costs $800. That's why there's an issue with fakes. In the Read We Trust. Thank you for the 4-month resub there. I do appreciate it. Welcome. Do this now instead of getting Skullcrack later. Herbivores, thank you for the 9-month resub there. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for the 3/4 of a year. Well, how much, like, I talk about how much I mulligan too. Like, I also talk about, like, when we're playing against decks full of Thoughtseize, right? That, like, I mulligan less aggressively too. Like, there's a time and a place for everything. There's definitely matches where mulliganing aggressively is, like, more profitable versus others. I think at this point I'm just hoping to draw Goryo's Vengeance. Reserved list is my retirement. Yep. Sure, but like the people that desire old cards, Morodoth, those people would be checking to make sure they're fake. The people that are getting caught with fake magic cards that don't realize they're fake and are getting punished for it are just people that are just want to play Magic and just like want to play the game because they're just like getting cards. Yes, you know, Magic is really hard. I think I check for Skullcrack here. I think I duress and drain them. I think I have a half second to wait here. We mulligan to like 4 cards this game, right? Mulligan to 5. Cut me some slack. I played well. Look at that. They had the Skullcrack. Gosh, I feel so smart and thin, chat. I feel so smart and thin. Woohoo! Woohoo! No! No! Dang it, Bobby! Dang it! Ah! We flew too close to the sun, chat. We flew too close to the sun, and we got burned. They clipped our wings, and we died. We flew in, and they killed us. It was the chosen one! It was supposed to give us everything! Oh, magic. If you're looking to invest in retirement, there is a company called Vanguard that could really help you out. The Floop the Pig emote turned out really well. I'm really happy with that one. Awesome, Mr. Manon. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Yeah, I've heard nothing but good things about Cardsphere. Cardsphere is... I did a lot of research on them because I don't actually own Magic cards, so I haven't used them personally. But everybody who's used them has provided me with good feedback. I would love to play first. Thank you for asking. This hand, unfortunately, just doesn't do anything. This hand also does very little. Has a fatal push, though. Nah, I just can't keep this. Feels 3-2, man. Feels 3-2. Looking for a pig. Looking for a pig. Show me potato salad. That is not the tater salad we're looking for, chat. Would I ever do a two-headed giant pre-release with Christy? Christy's not a big fan of playing in paper Magic tournaments. She did it a couple of times when we first started dating. It's just like not her thing. When we do paper, when Christy and I do physical games together, we play board games mostly. Punished for bottoming the worm, I guess. I also bottomed a Through the Breach, which feels bad because I'm kind of pivoting towards a Through the Breach game plan at this point. Yep, definitely. Max your Roth IRA, and if you have more than the $6,000 or whatever you can put into that per year, talk to an investment person or do a lot of research yourself. Lots of good options. We'll push Tron down in power level. I don't know. It's gonna be Tron's here for the long haul, chat. Nothing's gonna take Tron out of the format. It's just like the deck is very resilient. Very resilient. Not familiar with that deck. Got a list. You can find that on my website, jeffhoagland.com/decklist. How'd Revolt do? We went 4-1. Deck was really sweet. I'm gonna add it to my website later today, I think, or tomorrow, depending on what my graphics person can get me stuff. Probably won't be till tomorrow. All right. I mean, there's a Through the Breach. Just need a Gristle Pig. I've not played two-headed giant constructed. Sounds weird. I have no idea. You are cute. I am not at a point in my life where I'm investing anything past my Roth every year. Some point we'll get there, but when I do, I will be doing research to figure out what is the best thing to do. And again, remember, like, this is something that Magic players always seem to miss this. Your time is worth money. So, like, sure, paying someone to do something, like, you're losing money on that, but like if you do that thing yourself, it's worth your time, right? So like there's a big difference there. So I have a gain 8 here. We're low enough at this point that Griselbrand might not even be good enough, especially if they have a Skullcrack. I can buy this box of Magic singles and sell it for $5 more than I paid for the box, and it only takes me 10 hours. Exactly. Exactly. So if you don't find sorting and selling singles therapeutic at that point, it's probably not worth your time to do it. That's why this is our last match here. That's why, like, whenever people would be like, who do you trade? It's like, no, I trade with the vendors. I give them magic cards and they give me money, and I give them money and they give me magic cards. So a bit of a tough beat in game 2 there, and then game 3 just like not a whole lot came of it. Cast them through the breach and see if they concede. So in my article on Cool Stuff Inc. today, I believe that's up. You can always find my article link on my website here. Guilds of Ravnica Modern Highlights. So one thing that I'm going to be interested in testing in this deck potentially is that Discovery Dispersal here. Or does it not let me zoom in when I click on it? Oh, it takes me to the page to buy it where it's tilted. Tilt. So Discovery Dispersal here. This is a card that gives you Surveil 2 and then draw a card. And this could potentially be reasonable in this deck. There are some games where like Night's Whisper and Cathartic Reunion especially is pretty awkward in this deck. I feel like a lot of the time, sometimes it's really good to discard things, but like at the same time, you just like want the selection it provides. So honestly, I think once Guilds releases, my starting point for changes in the main deck, and I'm probably gonna try three Discovery over these. Also, the dispersal half of Discovery Dispersal, we can probably play a blue source in the mana base and maybe add another fetch or two, and then occasionally use that to bounce things like Leylines or Rips in post-board games. Could be useful, but primarily you're going to play it for the Surveil 2 draw card. But all in all, again, this is the same Griselbrand deck list that we've been playing for a long time. You can find a ton more matches with this archetype on my website in the deck list section. What do we have? I actually have to import some decks. We had to people cut the line here. So we've got it's not actually Abzan Blink. I'm going to call this Morph Blink. I think is a better moniker for what is about to occur on our screens. JeffHoagland.com. Click articles. Big bar at the top. Works on mobile too. Blink Morphs is let's call it Blink Morphs. Should we go like old school on the deck name and call this Mighty Morphin Power Rangers? That's what we should do, right? We should just call it Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Declan would love this deck. He's on a Power Rangers kick. Do 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 do. Eerie Interludes and Restoration Angels. A Barbecue, are you still in chat? Are you still in chat? A barbecue chicken nugget? Would it be okay with you if are you married to these cloud shifts? Would you be upset if I turned these cloud shifts into a third witness, or fourth witness and fourth resto? Just like increase my average card quality a smidge? If you're married to the cloud shifts, I will keep them. But I think the deck probably will flow a little bit better. Perfect. If I can just like have, like basically like, because cloud shifts are a really bad card all on its own. It's good when we have synergy with it, but without the synergy, Resto and Witness are still good. Who isn't on a Rangers kick? Let's be real. Oh, the mana base. Yeah, let's do a hot. Thank you. There's no basic planes. Let's fix that real quick. Why are there stomping grounds in the mana? We're never gonna morph this card. I guess you could theoretically morph it. That seems loose. Why is there okay, the breeding pool for Sagu Mauler. Sagu Mauler, you're reasonably flipping up. Sagu Mauler's reasonably flipping up. There's black cards in the sideboard though, and there aren't black lands in the mana base. Let's fix the mana here real quick. It's a lot of basic forests. I probably want 2 basic plains. 20 forests is plenty. The fetches don't matter, right? I've got 4 Windswept Teeths. Yeah, I think the ramp's important. You want to play morph creatures on 2. Oh, Horizon Canopy Stone. You need forest for Elf and Utopia Sprawl. I don't want a ton of. I don't want to change too much. What's the floor? 18 forest is probably enough. I think 18 virtual forests. And do I want 1 more fetch? This is 7 basics is probably good. Like having a lot of basics. Yeah, this seems good. How many white sources do I have? I've got 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Plus these are 18 white sources. They said I could change the sideboard. I'm gonna cut these black cards from the sideboard and just put more white sources in this deck. And an extra fetch land. Misty Rain. Yep, we hit the SCG Con goal. Big shout out to everybody that helped with that. Yeah, four graveyard hate's probably plenty. What do I want the last card to be? Yeah, the latest version that you can find preferred is on my website. Did someone just say Boda? Oh, Godok Teague's great, right? Godok Teague doesn't stop any of our stuff. I actually really love Godok Teague in Modern right now. Let's put 2 Teague in here. I love me some Teague. He's great. Gnome, thank you for the 4-month resub there. I appreciate that. Welcome. No, it's only non-creature spells. He's awesome. Sir Deaglesworth is the nut. No, this is Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Yeah, these would be knights if we had the new set. All right. Look at that. Look at that. There's a little bit of deck building on stream here. People love when I build decks on stream for some reason. I am not a personal fan of building decks on stream. But I had to fix this one up. All right. So we got cards for this. We're going to play Teamer, Kiki. Oh, are birds better than Noble? They are not, actually. Because we cut the other colors. Just fix that real quick. All right, I'm gonna get this uploaded to Stream Decker here, and then we'll grab cards. We'll be on our way. Team Kiki, thanks everyone for hanging out today. Happy Wednesday. Hope everyone's having a good middle of your week. Yeah, we played this pretty recently. I think I'm happy with this. Yeah, it's got Chain Boys in it. Yeah, it looks good. I like that Sagu Mauler's like actually castable and we can like flip him up on our own. Sprawl does make everything castable. You're not wrong. Technically speaking. What's going on, Mage Cub? Howdy. All right, we got that. Let's just message our traders rep. Where are you at? I much prefer black green to Jund. I think the clean mana makes your deck a little bit more consistent. I also think Tireless Tracker is just like everything Bloodbraid Elf wishes she could be. No, blue black Fae got bumped today. We'll get to it eventually, I swear. When decks get bumped, they stay in the queue for later. I'll be sure to